Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is pretty special in that we've been working with one of our longtime project partners, K&N Filters. So recently, they sent us a Typhoon colder intake for the Focus RS. So let's put the Typhoon on the table and I'm gonna unbox and install it today. All right, let's see what's inside. Wow, lots of cool K&N merch right here. That's so cool. Filters and stickers. Wow, got two nice hats as well. Thank you guys so much. Ooh, Hot Wheels. I do like Hot Wheels. Yeah, as much as I like full-size cars as well, Hot Wheels is all where it started for me. So, got a couple of HP 1002 oil filters. Ooh, air cleaner. That's a must.
To begin, the kit contains the intake tube, filter, shield, ram air hose, and some mounting hardware. However, the rear pipe is OEM and is not included. In addition to the great performance gains, one of the best benefits of the Typhoon Intake is that it's carb legal. For the first part of the assembly, tools that are needed are an 8mm socket, 4mm Allen wrench, and a flathead screwdriver. Needle nose pliers are also helpful. To start, pull off the engine cover and then loosen the upper and lower hose clamps on the intake tube in addition to the M6 nut at the stem. Next, disconnect the air inlet temp sensor, but first it's best to leave the harness plugged in and twist counterclockwise to remove the sensor. It will be needed in a later step. Lift the rubber cover over the ram air inlet and disconnect the intake tube. Then pull from the bottom of the airbox to remove. It's attached to 3 mounting points as shown. Now onto the intake. Unhook the harness from the intake manifold. As this one is aftermarket, I'll have to change the rear elbow back to stock. As shown in the previous clip, on the rear of the intake, there are 2 M6 screws that need to be removed along with a hose clamp towards the bottom of the intake by the turbo. I then detach the sensor and remove the monsoon pipe. Then, I uninstalled the OEM ram air hose to use the clips for the K&N kit. I also removed the rubber stud from the bottom of the airbox. Now we can begin assembly of the K&N intake. Use the shorter button head screw and the 4mm Allen to fasten the filter adapter onto the shield. I then applied the shield trim and cut off the excess. Next, find the OEM stub from the filter box, clip it into the back side of the shield. Then using the hex screw, assemble the plastic mount to the bottom of the shield. To fully tighten, use a 10mm and 12mm open wrench. Now that the shield is fully assembled, it will attach to these mounting points as shown. For the next step, we will need the rubber hose connector and 2 number 48 hose clamps. Assemble the hose onto the shield adapter, and it's helpful to have the hose clamps face up and towards the front of the car for easy access. on to the tube assembly. We will need the air inlet temp sensor that was removed in a previous step, in addition to the grommet provided by the K&N kit. Start by inserting the grommet into the hole on the tube. Next, remove the blue O-ring on the air inlet temp sensor as it won't be needed. Then push the sensor while twisting clockwise into the grommet. Moving on to the intake tube install, we'll begin by routing the tube under the black sensor wire. Once in place, insert the rear of the tube into the stock secondary intake duct. Last, slide the K&N tube into the rubber hose on the intake shield. Fasten all the hose clamps and plug in the air inlet temp sensor on the K&N intake tube when finished. For the second part of the assembly, you'll need the K&N ram air hose, a 1/4 inch drill bit, 2 plastic push clips, and a marker. Start by mocking up the ram air hose and marking the bumper cover as shown to drill your holes. Then, insert the ram air hose onto the intake shield, following by sliding it onto the bumper cover and pressing the plastic clips into the drilled holes. And now for the fun part, we can install the K&N air filter onto the filter adapter and then tighten the hose clamp. Finally, reinstall the engine cover and apply the carb sticker onto the shield. Alright, so just finished installing the K&N Typhoon Intake. Super stoked that it's carb legal and all that. So we're going to be testing it at the autocross, corner exit autocross in San Pedro. Alright, so we're here at the corner exit autocross, here to test out the new K&N Typhoon Intake. Thank you, K&N, once again for this Typhoon Intake for the Focus RS.